Hello.
Hey, is it James?
Yes, is it Atanu?
Yes, Athanu.
Atanu, hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Absolutely. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. Going good. Can't complain.
Wonderful.
Okay. So, yep, James, I would like to take a permission from you, to take one of my colleague on the call, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Sure. Okay, I just sharing the link with the my partner, one of my colleague. So he will be joining the call shortly. He's actually we both are working on the almost in 14 to 15 years. He having like a 12 years of experience in WordPress. I personally have almost 14 plus years of experience in WordPress. So we decided to get on a call to discuss the things with you first in order to understand your uh, like uh, your flow and everything. And hopefully then we can come up with a solution that it might require in order to accomplish the project. So that's the reason. So hopefully he will be joining in shortly in seconds. So
Okay.
meantime, do you like me to give some introduction about myself and my team?
Okay.
Okay, so okay, I think Pritam joined already. His name is Pritam actually.
Pritam, hello. My name is James.
Hello James, how are you?
Good. Thank you for taking your time to come speak with me.
No problem.
Okay, sure. So, James, as I was trying to mention you, we have been doing this for the last 14 plus years. Initially, I started as a full stack developer, but later on, when I get multiple projects, I decided to enlarge my team to make sure that I'm providing the proper quality service and the maintenance after the development. So that was one of the reason. And then now actually it's going good. We are almost like the 600 developers in the floor working together under a one single floor. So we managed to get many international and the national awards. Among them, the most highlighted one is the we got the National MSME Award, which is the India's biggest IT development company award, and that award was presented to the us on 2022, and the award was presented by Mr. Narendra Modi, our obviously, I hope you know him. He is the Indian Prime Minister, present Prime Minister. So we not just there's a random company here in Upwork. Even on Upwork, actually, we are having the number one profile too. It's a $10 million profile, completed more than 5,000 projects. So that is our background. And apart from the Upwork profile, as I mentioned, we are also well known in India in terms of website design and development. Got the national award, that means the India's biggest IT development company award on 2022. GEMS.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I chose. I selected you. I saw that you had a very big portfolio, so that was good.
Thank you. Okay, James. So would you like to share your screen and give us, or maybe some brief about insight about your specification on that particular customization portion? Because it sounds like the rest of the website is like a pretty standard. Mainly you are focusing on the customization portion. So if you really interested to show some uh, the flow of the customization, I think that will be really helpful for us.
Wonderful. I can
Yeah,
do that.
sure.
Okay, so can you gentlemen confirm that you've received this PDF that I sent?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you are aware. So this page is almost identical to Vulgar Co. Sticker Company,
Mhm. Yes,
my
yes.
one of my competitors. Okay, so I made this to look almost identical to them. Now, I would like to keep the same colors and the fonts, but
Mhm.
if you feel like you guys have a better way of doing this, then I am open to hear your suggestions.
Sure.
But if you feel that the way I have copied their design, if this looks good and, you know, in your expertise, if this works, then we can just make it look like this if you want.
No problem. See, design is not the critical part here. Yes, if I say about the design, it looks easy to use, but it can be little more constructive and little spacious. Now it is actually a little more like a utilization of the spaces and not good there, but that is not a big deal. Here, the main function
Well,
is
that's one of the important things. My current website, stickertitans.com, that current website has all the functionalities that I am looking for, but the overall design and the usability is not where I want it. That's the reason. So the functionality, yeah, it is important. But I think what sets my project apart from others is in my proposed website, there are multiple kinds of product pages. Right? In WooCommerce, as you guys already know, there's basically only two kinds of product pages. You have a simple and a variable product. But for me, there's multiple. Okay, out of those multiple, the biggest difference here is this one, that basically it's one product, custom stickers, but it's made out of very different sort of variations. So the way you do this, I leave that to you, but you know, I guess one way would be to make all of these as attributes and just create them, you know, thousands of child products as variations. I guess that's one way to do it, but I want to hear your ideas on how would be the best and the most efficient way of going about this. Basically, everything is calculated by square inches, and that also extends to the quantity discounts as well. So basically the way it's going to be is it's going to just calculate, and I'm going to have parameters. For instance, from 1 to 10 square inches, it's X dollars per square inch. And then from 10 to 20 square inches, it's Y dollars per square inch. 20 to 100 square inches is Z dollars per square inch. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Absolutely makes sense. No problem with that.
Both of you? Okay. So it's basically going by the size. The shapes, same price. So if the customer chooses a rectangle versus a circle or a custom shape, same price. It's just the size and the quantity. And the way we're going to do the quantity is if a person purchases a 1 inch by 1 inch sticker, and then they purchase 10 stickers, then that's 10 total square inches, right?
Yes.
So it's still going by square inch. If they purchase a 2 inch by 2 inch, which is 4 square inches, and if they purchase 10 of those, that's 4 times 10, 40 square inches total. Okay, everybody with me so far?
Yes, but just one question over here. Is that there any price change for this 40 square inches, or it will be like as you said that there will be a limit of based on the quantity, like 10 to 15 there will be a price, 15 to 30 there will be a price. It will be depend on quantity, right? Not on the sense of the like square inches.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go from 1 inch to 1 inch all the way to 12 inches by 12 inches. So that's 144 different size combinations, and 144 inches, and the max I'll do is 10,000. So that would be 144 times 10,000 different. It's a 1.4 million different combinations. But I'll what I like to do is I'll give you what you just asked, like from 0 to 1, it's this. from, 1 to 100, it's that, 100 to 500, it's this, so on and so forth.
Okay. So it will be on the depend on the quantity. The price will be depending on the quantity we have, right?
So
And,
it's the overall square inch. So the quantity is also calculated within that.
Okay.
Tell me if that doesn't make sense. If you need
Yeah, and I understand that if any user select 2 by 2, then it's 4 square inch, and this and then he select 30 pieces, then and the total size will be like 4 into 30, like 120 inch, and the price will be generated based on this 120 inch, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
So whether it doesn't matter, for example, let's say I'm just giving one sort of basic idea. Let's think about 12 by 12. So 12 by 12 is like a 144. It can be like a even, let's say, uh, other denominator, for example, like a for 24 into 6. So that means the 24 into 6 and 12 by 4, 12 by 12, both are like a square inches wise, like a 144. So
Correct.
if quantity becomes, let's say, the for the 24 by 6, multiply with like a 10 products, and similarly like let's say 10 quantity, that means, and whereas like a 12 by 12, let's say 20 quantities, then the pricing will be may be different. It doesn't only just depends on the just a square inches, it also depends on the total square feet as well, square inches basically, alongside with the quantity multiply with. Okay, let put it in number. It will be easy.
So okay, so I'll give you guys. I'm creating a spreadsheet right now, to better illustrate that. I haven't completely finished it, but give me 1 second. Let me just share this screen really fast. Oh, do you see my spreadsheet?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm basically calculating all the square inches and calculating it depending on the square inch and the quantity. So once this is done, I'll give it to you guys.
Yeah,
But
pretty simple. It's nothing too complicated. It's absolutely simple. I totally got your point, like what you're actually trying to make here.
okay. All right. So
Rhythm?
let's
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. We can do that.
okay. So another thing that is a little bit unusual about mine is once the customer chooses all the sizes and the options, they press upload artwork, and then this page can be a pop-up that comes up, upload artwork. This works just like vulgarcode.com. Okay.
Okay.
I literally copied, my competitor. So if any of this is confusing, just go to vulgarcode.com and it should make sense.
Sure.
Okay.
Doing the same.
This is the second kind of product page. So under specials, I'm going to have a list of predetermined sizes and quantities. So for instance, this product would be 25 stickers sized at 2.5 inches. Because the quantity and the sizing is already chosen, the options don't have that. The options only have the shape and the finish. And then when they press upload artwork, this shows up. This I copied from the Sticky brand. Okay. I don't know if I gave you guys the.
No, other one that you're talking about, that is not shared with us yet.
Okay, I apologize.
No problem. One last thing, actually, before you share that, I saw that there is a one more options for the user to like design your own sticker
Correct.
instead of uploading stickers. So that functionality I haven't seen on your PDF, I believe. So you don't have that feature. So like a user always needs to like put their design artwork created outside the
So
platform and upload it on the web.
my current website, I don't know if you've seen it. It gives the option for a customer to design online. Now, I'm using a third-party software to get this done. But we do have a customized online tool. So basically, when the customer presses customize online, it takes us to this template page. And this page is I just coded this using HTML. Okay, and then this is not something that you guys have to make or anything.
Okay. Okay, no problem then.
Okay. Upload artwork. So now this is another type of product page. Now, if
James,
you go,
James, just one more question. If you just go up to the above one, yeah, and there's a free digital proof option over here. So is this something like if any user select this one, they can like added the product to the cart, then the email notification for the review or like how it will work for this free digital proof?
okay, so for this one, I should have been more specific. So do you see this page here, the sticky brand?
Yes, yes.
So I took it from this site. So basically, customer chooses upload artwork, and this is just sort of customer confirmation that this is going to happen. So when they have to select this, that they understand it. So it's like a confirmation that they understand it. And no, I guess this is not a requirement.
It's
It's just
outside the platform, I believe. It sounds like when I read through the content, it means like once they place their order within 24 hours, you guys as a team, you will be sending an email to them with a sample. Like it will look like this, I believe.
Yes, correct. But if they do not select this, then we do not send them a proof. We just take their file and we just go straight to proof.
For any regular user who knows that what he or she will get that, obviously he doesn't require the digital proof.
Exactly. If a customer is placing a reorder and they've ordered before, so they know what it's going to look like, they know everything, they'll just add to cart without selecting this. And then once we receive we'll just go straight away.
Absolutely.
This digital proof, it requires approval. So if they select this, I have to send them, hey, Mr. Atanu, I sent you here's a design of your sticker. Take a look at it, give me approval. It'll only start printing once you give us the approval.
And I believe that is you are handling outside the platform because people generally do not go to the website again and log in and check like whether any email received or not, or
correct.
Those kind of
yeah.
things.
So if they select this,
email ID. Yeah.
Once they select this, I'll send them an email just using Gmail, my Gmail email account.
Sure.
And customer will just reply by email.
Sure.
Yeah,
And
that's what
the confirmation will be there basically.
Yeah.
To the mail. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's what this is. Now for this product page, I would just recommend you guys look at my current product page.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just, they choose the different types of design styles. Now, this is done by variations, okay? So the design style is an attribute that I made. Okay. So all of these 60 something are 60 somethings, simple products into one variation. However, these options are done through a third-party plugin.
Mhm.
I need you guys to, so right now, the CSS and all that is different. It doesn't look cohesive. Whereas here, it looks cohesive. Okay, and I put the explanations here for you guys to read.
Yeah.
So this open,
Basically, yeah, go ahead, complete first.
so open hour stickers, rear glass stickers, business related decals, these are going to be very similar. Okay, same with the custom logo decal. It's going to be very similar. I mean, you guys looked at all of this, so you know what I'm wanting.
Yeah, typeset same, but the only concern here, Pritam, correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, because those variations, those changes, that means the parameters that you were setting at there, these are coming from the third parties, and sometimes it's actually third party wise is differs a lot. Sometimes they gave us the developer the access to write some CSS or extra bit of like a text changes, those kind of things on their uh, codes, that in the snippets they will be sharing with us, maybe some kind of a widget where we add some sort of coding, but sometime it not. They just give as an iframe. We just put the iframe over there, and we do not have any kind of access over there. So
Okay,
do you know
so
that? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
all right, so great question, but I feel like
Mhm.
that's kind of problem solving is what I am hiring you guys to do.
Surely, absolutely.
Okay.
Pritam, meantime, while he is explaining, could you please go to that particular section of the sticker titans and see like where from those data is coming, like whether through the iframe or the any escape or widget coming to us?
So
Yeah, sure.
so basically my expectation is if you guys need to see a copy of that plugin, if you want me to
Yeah.
send you the plugin
Okay.
files to see if it can be customized on your end,
Mhm.
I can do that. But
Sure.
if you find that it won't work using my current plugin, then what I'm expecting is you guys find a plugin that will work.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely makes sense. That means you are using any particular third party that you are not married with. You are open to change that if
As
that
long
does
as
provide your.
everything
Mhm.
works the same as it's currently working. Now there's a lot of different nuances. For example, if I choose style 5, the smallest size that I offer is 10 inches.
Mhm.
Okay. However, if a customer adds a logo, the smallest size goes up to 14 inches. Okay, so
Okay.
that's conditional logic there.
Mhm.
Also, if
You
I
are,
choose, there's style 5, but if I choose style 6 is one of the ones that's different. If I choose style 6, instead of starting at 10 inches, it starts at 12 inches.
Okay.
And
And
when
also, if they add logo, then always it will also the increase 2 inches. Yeah.
exactly, so there's these kinds of little nuances with conditional logic. I can give you guys all the different conditional logic statements if you guys need to see it.
Sure. Sure. But it is
But
working fine, right? It is working fine. What you wants to do, you
it
want
is
to
working fine, right?
yeah, right now my website, I'm getting orders.
Mhm.
Everything from my knowledge is working fine. I've been doing this for several years now.
Okay. So which means like if we have the access to the right CSS and do the changes in terms of the design and the structure, so it looks like your own part of the website, not looks like you can say iframed to your website, then is your job is done, right? Basically, using the same plugin.
Yeah,
James.
and I do not believe that this is using a CSS.
No. I'm not talking about the CSS. Basically,
not CSS,
whether
iframe.
iframe. Yeah, exactly. See,
Yeah.
Pritham, did you able to go through that meantime, or do you
Yeah,
require little?
actually this is not an item, so we can manage everything.
Yeah,
That's
so this
Like
is
we can
this is
manage
the
the design. Yeah.
this is
okay.
the
I think
plugin.
James already there. James already is there. Okay, that's
The
great.
plugin gives you an opportunity to put the element ID. So if you I guess, I mean, you can use the element ID to create a specific
Right, the CSS.
class for
Yeah,
CSS, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that answers your
Yeah.
question there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And basically the shopping cart and the checkout process is pretty customized. I don't know if you've taken a look at it.
Mhm.
Good morning. Hey, Atanu, can you give me 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
Give me 1 second. Gentlemen, I apologize. Everybody still here?
Yeah, absolutely. We are.
Okay, so the shopping cart is pretty customized here.
Mhm.
The one thing I want to show here, like this one is the custom stickers. This is where we calculate, the square inch times the quantity. The customer is able to change the quantity here. However, this product, this is one of those special products that I already dictate to the customer. This is the size, and this is the quantity, and this is the special that we're running. In this case, customer cannot change the quantity.
Okay.
All right. And if any of this is confusing, this is basically the way that vulgarcode.com works as well.
Mhm.
So I looked at their layout, and I like how simple and easy to see their layout is. So we are emulating that.
Okay,
Same
as
thing.
because the quantity is already predefined, that's why they cannot change the quantity. But the upper one, the custom stickers quantity is manually chosen, right? So we can change that. That is what you are wanting over here, right?
Yes, sir. And that's correct. And I made a mistake, but this quantity, this box should be not available because the customer's changing the quantity here. So I will update the PDF to get rid of this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Are everybody on the same page?
Yes.
Checkout details, it's all on here on the PDF. So take a look at it and ask me any questions that you guys might have. This is the
No, on
confirmation
checkout
page.
and order details, we doesn't have any. I think I don't have any queries. It's good to.
Yeah. From my end also there is no query regarding the checkout process, because when I went through the website, both the website checkout process seems like a almost same like a what you're expecting over there. It's already on your existing website, so
Yeah.
not much difference there, basically.
So yeah, so my current WooCommerce website I created, but I am not a professional. I just
No, no, see, gems, definitely in terms of like making the design improved one, definitely that is something we will gonna be working with you. Obviously, for that, we do have a proper setup, like we did not do the changes on the development. What we'll do, we will take all those pages that you wants to redesign, almost entire website, almost because of one page spacing and everything gets changed, so that needs to be followed and into the other inner pages too. So those kind of a structural design or spacing related design changes that I will share with you first. So you check and confirm, then we move to the implementation portion. So definitely those things will be suggested from my end.
yes. Okay. Good. Is this a project that's doable?
Yeah, 100%. There is no doubt from our end. Actually, we were expecting a little more complex thing here. Actually, we got 10% of that. Will not like that.
Okay,
So
I appreciate
definitely.
that, but I want to make sure that everybody understands.
Sure.
So I've been having this conversation with several other firms, agencies, and everybody up front says there's no problem, they can do it, and then a couple
Sure.
weeks into it they'll say no, it's too much work, we can't do it. I want to make sure that you guys are on the same page and you guys know the scope of the project.
Absolutely. So how do you want to get that confirmed from our end, James? Because see, obviously what I can do right now, I can definitely share some of the custom stickers website that we have worked on in the past. That's one thing. May not be the same flow because different business takes a
Of
different route
course.
to like do to their business strategy. But I can share those links with you. That's the first thing. Second thing is like the technology that you have chosen, that is the WordPress. Even though if there is no plugin such a, for example, I'm just saying in a worst case scenario, something, any particular plugin or particular things not properly getting with your project flow or checkout flow or anything, that is something we can customly write the code. Other than the checkout, the final page, because that's under WooCommerce and WooCommerce doesn't allow the developer to do the huge changes on the checkout portion. But the rest of the things, that means like your size selection, the various selections, and the other portion like having the say variation on the right hand side, in the left hand side, the image, entire thing, even on the like cart page, the things that you have shared there, that's also looks good to us. The checkout page structure is you not violating the WooCommerce structure, so that is also 100% goes with the flow. So everything looks 100% clear to us, and we are pretty much confident about that. And like I mentioned on the message room, obviously you have heard this kind of thing so many times from the previous development team, and I'm not sure either of them was having like the background that we have. More than 600 developers we have, specifically for the last 14 plus years we are operating. And for our work quality, we also got nominated as a India's best IT development company. That award doesn't comes easily. And also in Upwork, there are billions of freelancers are there. Among them, we are having the #1 profile. So that is also something you can expect. Like there is some quality developers, quality experts are there. That's the reason we make that progress in the Upwork among all other the country, not just from India. If you compare my profile with any all over the world, it is the best profile at this moment. So, and we do have the knowledge of like writing plugins, not just like developing WordPress website or Shopify website. We also do develop WordPress plugin. We sell already few plugins. We develop many plugins for the different clients. We developed custom PHP website, which is the framework of, obviously the WordPress is the framework of custom PHP. So we, even without using WordPress, we can easily like make your whole flow practically you can say like a visible, executable using just PHP code, because we have that you can say like a backend development skill to writing the codes. We are not just a plugin user to just modify the plugin and implement the functionality. So that's
Okay.
that we are purely backend developer. We can write codes in any plugins, anything. So that is the specialty. That's the reason we are more confident about the amongst the others in terms of executing things. If there was certain kind of a, for example, like a complex checkout process was there, I would have already told you like, okay, this is not possible because WooCommerce doesn't allow the checkout process to be work this way, because checkout is obviously is a payment related things, payment related page. It sometimes they don't allow the developer to write codes there. Whereas the rest of the pages is completely like a under control of developer if he know the PHP from the basic. Absolutely. So we do have that knowledge, and also the checkout process, like I mentioned, already confirmed that is going with the WooCommerce flow. You already did that with the WooCommerce, so there is no doubt about it. So we are more than confident to execute this project, James.
Okay.
And now the rest one thing that we can do actually, uh, you can first let me know like how you gonna approach us, because as you mentioned, I do totally understand that you already tried with like a couple of developers, and they gives the confidence to you that they can do that, but until ultimately they're not able to do so. So what is your planning right now? Like how you will be selecting the person that you wants to work with?
So
What
this is
Hmm.
one of the things I want to say is, um, for me to spend this time and this money to create a brand new website, I'm only doing that to further my business, right?
Absolutely.
I cannot work if you can do 90% of this,
Mhm.
it doesn't work for me. If you can only
Mhm.
do 95% of it, it doesn't work for me. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
I want you guys to be able to do 100% of this. To that end, what I would like you guys, what I would like to ask is, you look at my proposal, you look at all the pages that I've given you. I want you
Yeah.
to analyze everything and make sure that you can do it. Give me a time frame.
Mhm.
I'm sure you guys work with milestones. So tell me, like, week 1 milestone this much, we're gonna get this done. Week 2, this much milestone, we're gonna get this done. And then I want you guys to give me your time frame.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not gonna be here and say, hey, I want this done in 2 weeks. No, I'm gonna leave that to you. If this is a 6-week project, then you let me know. If it's an 8-week project, you let me know. However,
Sure.
that time frame that you give me, I'm gonna hold you to that. That's the only thing I ask. So
Sure.
I'm asking you to give me the time frame,
Mhm.
but if you give me that time frame, I expect it to be done and functioning without any bugs at that point. If not, I can't use it. If I can't use it, it's worthless to me. I don't want to pay for something I can't use.
Definitely.
Do you
No
understand what I
problem.
just said there?
Yeah, James, absolutely. There's no problem and no doubt about it. And it should be, the business should be worked this way.
Yeah. So
Definitely. Yeah. Go ahead.
so what I'm asking you guys is, if you feel, since you are a way bigger expert at this than I am, so I'm gonna defer to your expertise. If you feel like, realistically, for us to test all the bugs and all the functionalities, because you guys might come, I haven't done a home page design, so that's something I'm expecting you guys to do.
Sure.
The category page design I didn't do because I can't do everything. If your designers send me some designs and I'm not in love with them and I have to make revisions, I want you guys to take that into account as well in the time frame.
Mhm.
Now, I promise to you that when you communicate with me, I'm going to do my best to reply to you in a few hours. I'll try not to drop the ball on this, but make sure you put all that time for bug testing, things like that. I want you guys to account for all of that.
Sure. So what we can do actually, James, in that scenario, see, obviously the scenario, it may comes to like a iteration on the design. It seems it sometimes comes to the like some bug fixing. It's a technical thing. So obviously those things will come definitely. So what we will do actually, we will give you time frame, the number of productive hours basically, and alongside with that, the associated buffer time. That means this is let's say for example, these particular things will take me like a 1 week. 1 week means it is like a 40 or less than 50 weeks approximately. Then I will associate like a 10 to 15 hours on top of that as a buffer time. So it takes, then it's good. And if not doesn't takes, obviously that nothing can be better than that. So let's say in total it becomes like a 3 months. I'm just giving a random number. No, don't take this like an exact number. It's a random. Let's say I gave you the 3 months. That means the project 100% will be completed by 3 months. If the bugs, things takes lesser time to fix, if the design iteration takes lesser time to fix, it can complete like within 2 months. So that kind of a that means if it goes exactly smoothly, maybe it can get completed by 2 months. But even in worst case scenario, it will take 3 months. So that kind of a time frame I will give you.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, and just looking at your stats here,
Sure.
you know, you guys, it looks like here you have over 1,000 projects that you're working on right now. That kind of business, I'm confident that you guys know how to manage your time very well. So that's a very good positive.
Frankly
but
speaking, James, you can see 1,500 jobs over there is in progress. Basically, that is not the case because as per Upwork does have some glitches. If the client doesn't mark the project as a completed, although the project completed,
it's
all
still
the
ongoing.
milestone
Okay.
is still goes ongoing, and also some of the projects, let's say, sometime goes in maintenance mode. That means client uh, keeps open let's say a small project, and he says like, okay, it may happen like I will require this month 5 hours, maybe next month 4 hours. So those projects is continuously going on for the year and year. Whenever client requires some banners or like a small one page additions or any text changes, they comes to us and we do that for them. So those projects are like a completely goes like a continuously maintenance basis. So that is the reason those showing as a 1,500. Basically, one thing you can be rest assured, Pritam and myself will be dedicatedly working on your project, because we will be committing the number of hours to you. We will be committing the final deadline to you. So we will be the responsible person for this particular project, and we will be communicating with you on ongoing basis. Like when every week we can have like a 3 update process, maybe 1 or 2 call minimum over the week, to make sure that we are in line with the updates and we are always on the track. Even in our organization, we use Jira as a project management tool, which means like in Jira we create like a weekly sprint. Every week, what will be the basically the part of the module will be completed, and so on. For let's say we give you the total 8 modules, that means total 8 weeks of time frame. So every week basis we will track that, okay, this week we supposed to done these things, whether it's done or not. If not, why not? Everything will be explained over there. If already we covered, then what are the things you approved already, what are the things you didn't approve. So there will be 4 basically columns. One will be the list of to-do list that will be handled by us. Then there will be one QA column, which means like that job is done by me and Pritam. That goes to my QA team. They are testing it. So you can see the progress directly within a week. So we have done the functionality. Now my QA team is working on it. Then once the QA approve it, then it goes to the completed from my end. So you get that notification. Okay, this module is ready to come to check from your end. That means you can now go there and you can check it. If you approve it, then it goes to the final mark. Yeah.
Pardon me. Thank you for explaining the process. That's all good. However, you can imagine, I've heard I've heard speeches like that before.
Okay.
Of course, not everybody has the same, workflow as you, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the contractors on Upwork, freelancer.com, anywhere,
Mhm.
at first they're always confident we can do it, no problem. We've finished every project we've ever started. But what is more important to me is that you guys can do it. Okay, and
Sure.
there's nothing you can really say for me to trust you without actually starting to work with you,
Mhm.
right? So I have two more expectations that I want to state here. Uh, the design of the website is very important, but I need it to be fast,
Mhm.
for obvious reasons. So again, I'm going to be as reasonable as possible. If it's a problem with the hosting, I want to ask you guys to recommend me some hosting companies that will, give me the speed that I'm asking for.
Sure.
Okay. Google page speed, I want above a 90 for mobile and desktop. Okay. That's expectation number one. Expectation two, if you look at my documents and if there's any point that you cannot do or you don't see is possible, I am open for your suggestions. There are certain things that are deal breakers I absolutely have to have. But if you say, hey, James, instead of doing it this way, I think doing it this way is going to be cheaper, it's going to be quicker, it's going to be better for the customer, then I will, defer to your expertise there.
Okay.
Okay.
Only one thing I like to add you here, because see, we never commit something that we cannot do. That's the reason I'm saying we definitely will try to make sure the desktop version becomes more than 90. But the mobile version, because that works with the Google own structure, if those structure and the parameters not maintained, because some of them, like for example, because the application does require some of the plugins to be implemented. So that means there will be so many things will be coming from the third party website, which actually Google never encourage. And if the Google never encourage that, but technically those are right. But because Google doesn't encourage those, they don't show the page speed over there. That means they will not increase the page speed. You can directly see on the code okay, this is
So
just
yeah,
for
something like
building.
that. Like I said,
Mhm.
you're the expert here.
Sure.
If something is just beyond the scope of what's feasible,
Yeah, optimization basically. Yeah.
just let me know up front.
Mhm.
Say, hey, with your website, with the number of plugins that you have, the number of third-party plugins that you're using, it's not possible for us to get to this score with these resources, unless we recreate all of your plugins in-house from scratch. There's no way.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, I just want you to let me know beforehand. Okay.
Mhm.
Tell me 90 is a little bit high of a goal. We can get it probably to 75 or 80. That's the goal that we're going to be reaching for. But because of all these plugins, um, it's just not really realistic. I want you to tell me that like now and not 3 months later when you say,
No,
hey,
that is the reason I actually told you right now, because see, it's not about only just those. Even obviously, you need to also maintain your quality of the images, those kind of things as well. Also, it also depends on the server little bit. Like you already gave us the free hand. If I suggest something that this particular server will make the website loading speed faster, so your page speed will be faster. I definitely will recommend those, and in together definitely you can expect the minimum that you mentioned about 70, 75. That is something almost like every regular project we have done. So that is the reason I said at the very initially to you, like a mobile page speed cannot be like a 90, because even for a basic website, Google doesn't sometimes give the 90 page speed because due to those reason that I mentioned you. Not only the third party, even because they want to use their own JavaScript library, because obviously it's a business. They wants to promote their business. As a reason, they don't allow those external JavaScript to be implemented on the website. So they always restrict the page speed over there. For that, obviously, we can show like a GT matrix ratings there. So you can side by side check, okay, on GT matrix it is going high, but on the Google page speed it is going not going high because we are not using the JavaScript library of the Google page speed. So those are things we can definitely see. Everything cannot be pre-estimated from the day one, but more or less 70, if it is something that you are expecting, definitely we are confident that even with the Google page speed we can achieve that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, okay. I mean, I think we're in the same place there.
Sure.
You know, for me as a business owner, a Google page speed of a 90, that really at the end of the day doesn't matter. You know, if I have a page where Google's page speed is 30, but I'm generating $1 million in revenue a month, I'd rather have that than 100% page rating that's only giving me 10,000 a month.
Absolutely.
Right. So at the end of the day, these are just numbers. It doesn't really matter. What I want is a very cohesive website that is, you know, visually fast. I don't want it to just, you know, seconds and seconds bogging down. And that's what I want. I want to be as reasonable as possible. The only thing I ask is that you tell me things up front, you know.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, so moving forward, what I would like to ask is if you guys can, I guess take another couple of days or as soon as you can, come back to me with your proposal, you know, how much you're going to do this for, the time that it's going to take, and then I'll make that decision.
No problem, no problem. I definitely will do so, and we'll share the update probably by tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the worst case scenario day after tomorrow, because I just want to make sure that I am giving you the exact what it take. After like a sitting with the Pritam, we will consult both together. Pritam, however, I'm just curious, may not be possible from the James, but just to understand, uh, can we have the staging access, maybe not the live access, the staging access of the existing website, so we can be like a more accurate in terms of like a page speed, maybe some plugin and those kind of things?
You want that?
Will that be possible for you, James?
I don't know if my current host allows staging website. Okay, it does. Yep, I can do that. I can create a staging website and give you guys admin credentials.
It's not required the admin credential because we do not need to install any plugins or those kind of things. You can just give us the view access, which is good enough for us, basically to like check the backend and everything, what is going on, how things are working over there with which plugin. Basically, those are the things we like to know. Obviously, we will not be installing anything, we will not be uploading anything over there. We just need to see the plugins details and everything, which I can even see from the front end because by inspecting the codes and everything. But still, anyhow, if you can do that, that will actually give us like a more, you can say like a insight, so we can come up with more accurate, because like you are also expecting from my end, what I will commit, I will stick with that. That's the thing.
Okay.
It's about standard, it's about the reputation. So obviously, I just want to make sure that we are like 200% there in terms of our understanding and the things that I'm committing to you.
Of course, I appreciate that. I'll figure out how to create a staging site and give you guys credentials for access.
Okay. So they please allow like a couple of days to me so we can get back to you, and we can definitely take it from there.
All right. Wonderful. Any other last questions for me?
Okay, sure. So, yep. And I don't think any more question I do have, unless if you have done with the Excel sheet maybe a day by tomorrow, then you can share that to with us as well.
Sounds good. I'll get working on that and I'll email you here.
Yeah, but that is not extremely necessary because we got that understanding. It's just about like having the proper like a logic scene in the Excel sheet basically. That's it, and nothing else.
Yeah,
But yeah,
actually, we
we
just
got
wanted
that.
to see the calculation. That's why.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
clear out everything about the pricing. Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on that and then send that over to you guys.
Okay, but James, one thing that I cannot share my mail ID with you. If you even able to create your staging access, because as per Upwork, you can say like their policy, they don't allow the developer to share their mail ID or any communication details. So if you create any WP admin access, just create by my name as a username and any password that you wants to set. So I can go there with I cannot actually share my mail ID. So that's the one more thing that you need to take care whenever you are allowing the staging access to us for view the existing plugin and the backend. If it is not possible from your end, we won't mind a lot, but it will make our job a little bit easier basically. So that's it, James.
Uh, I'm
Did you
sorry,
get?
I didn't get that
Okay.
last part. Are you just
Okay.
saying
I'm saying that Upwork do not allow the freelancer to share their mail ID with the client
you're,
till the
you're talking about
contract start.
you're talking
Yeah.
about your email address?
Absolutely, absolutely. So
Okay, yeah, that's
sometime when client creates the staging access, they ask for the mail ID. So, but instead of that, you can even do by any username that you can set by from your end and also a password. So you can just give the access to your staging server. Let's say your staging server is like a staging dot stickers.com. So that will be the staging server URL /WP admin. So that is the login link. Then you can just write my like a name, Atanu WTS or something, whatever. You can just use that as a username and password. That's it. That you can set by from your end. You just let us the username and the password and staging login URL,
yeah.
not the mail ID.
I
Basically.
understand. This is not a big, yeah. I understand.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay. That's it. Nothing else from my end, James. So yeah, whenever you able to share that information with us, obviously it's 8:30 on my time, so you can take your time like till today entire day if you wants to, or even tomorrow. Whenever it's ready, you can share with us. Immediately after that, we can jump on it and we can see this everything and give you the final confirmation of the timeline and the quotation.
Sounds good. All right. I'll communicate by the
Upward.
messaging.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Okay, James. Thank you. Thank you for giving me
Again,
that precious time for sure.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Yeah, sure.
bye
Bye.
bye.